Hey everyone, this is Jeff Pulse coming back with another video. I appreciate the views I've seen come through the channel. If you have any comments, please submit. Please have them below. I'll try to answer them as they come in, and please subscribe. I will try to keep up with these videos as much as I possibly can. This video is going to be about two things. One, I wanted to talk about the rumor of Andy Dalton to the Jets, and I just wanted to go over first and second team players on depth charts, which I will have to my portion of the screen so you can see it as well. First off, with Dalton, I thought it would have been a great idea bringing him in, have James Morgan pretty much carry a clipboard this year, so he's more settled for next year. But just as I started making this video, Dalton is a Cowboy. I don't think Joe Dolis was going to pay $7 million for that, so good riddance. Not going to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if they really do want to spend money on a backup, which I really don't think they do. It might be Matt Moore. That's a pretty good indication just because of the type of all season that's going to happen, and knowing Adam Gase's offense. So that is a name to keep an eye on. So backup quarterback is still, if people are still unhappy, that's a possibility. But I still think James Morgan's probably going to be the backup going forward, and Fails will probably be having a clipboard this season. But going to the depth chart, I'm just going to go, I'm going to do this one today about offense and the defense and special team, just a quick thing going forward and how I see the team going if the season started today, what I think, who would be the starter, who would be the backup. I'm not going to go into third tier unless the only one I probably will do that is probably wide receiver and corners, because that's just my opinion of what I think what the team's going to do based off. I'm not going to do running back. I still think a three-headed running back tandem would be great, but I don't think Gase is going to do that with Bell on the team. So I'm just going to go two there. So basically, first quarterback, Sam Darnold's clearly a starter. It's not going to change. This one, pretty straightforward. He just needs to stay healthy. Not going to change much there. Backup, I'm going James Morgan. I think as you see, probably when the preseason hits, he's going to go in front of Fails. Question mark depending if there's a backup they bring in on top of that. Running back, Le'Veon Bell's obviously the starter, pending injury. And Michael Perrine is going to be the backup. I would still like them to bring a veteran to be the third guy. I would like them to bring back Powell. I don't think Josh Adams is going to be a guy that you can work with, but it might be. We'll see what happens though. Wide receiver. I'm going to give you my two outsides first, and then the slot guy. I really think the two outside guys are going to be Perryman, because to me he's the replacement for Anderson, and Mims. I think Mims is going to basically blow it away in the preseason, and pretty much is going to solidify that spot, and you're going to have Crowder in the slot. Backup wise, I still think that kid from Lawrence, the undrafted free agent, is going to make the team. So I'm going to say Vincent Smith is probably not going to, but we'll see there. Tight end wise, Chris Herndon, Ryan Griffin. Chris Herndon should be the starter. Griffin, you're going to see a lot of multiple tight end sets this season. My gut opinion, a lot more than last year, especially with the line being a lot better than it is. So left tackle, I know on this official depth chart they have Fant as left tackle. That's not going to happen. Fant will run over to the right side. So you got Becton, left tackle, Alex Lewis, left guard right now, Connor McGovern, center, Greg Van Roten, right guard, and I'm going to have Font at right tackle. I do think Clark out of Charlotte, I believe, that we drafted, will be a backup guard. Harrison will definitely be the backup to Connor McGovern. I don't know why the official depth chart has him as a left guard. Aduga would be a right tackle backup, and left tackle probably Connor McDermott. But that's pretty standard, and I think it's a pretty good group. I think Also in this group, Shane Andrews is not listed on here, that we picked up from the Eagles, but he's definitely a guy that might stick around as well. So that's who I think be the first, second tier for the 20 season. Defense, I would hope Henry Anderson's better, the left end, but we'll see. Steve McClendon's your starter, nose tackle, and right end is Quentin Williams. I still think Quentin Williams, unless he does develop as a pass rusher, he should move over to defensive tackle. Just my opinion, but we'll see what happens there. But basically, I have no issues with any of the guys for the defensive line rotation with Shepard, Fatukasi, Franklin Myers, Phillips, and Willis. They showed last year that all of them can play, especially in Williams' system. So I am going to say any one of those guys in there is fine. I think Henry Anderson is going to be trade bait this year, and we'll see what happens there. But horrible contract. He played really well as a role player, but he's not a starter. But he's a okay guy. Weak side linebacker. Honestly, this is where if Clowney makes it, he's going to be there. They have Zuniga, Basham, and Gooden. I think Basham will probably be the starter in this scenario. I hope they get someone else in there, and I hopefully maybe Bryce Hill from Memphis maybe will get in there a little bit too. Both middle linebackers, Mosley, Williamson. Williamson is a question mark depending on how they value him. I don't think they're going to do anything until they can get better idea where he is, and maybe during the trade deadline trade him, because I know they got Patrick Onwuasor from the Ravens, who was the other linebacker when CJ Mosley was there, so they were basically the 1-2 tandem over there, so that could work. And also with Blaine Cashman and Neville Hewitt back and forth, I don't know if they'll all make the team, but we'll see what happens there. Right outside linebacker, Jordan Jenkins is pretty straightforward. Frankly, Lavu would probably make the team. I think that's a pretty solid tandem right there. Corners, like I said, I'm gonna go 3 deep with each one of these. Pierre Desir, up front, I think Blessed Austin will make it as the starter, unless Bryce Hall just blows it away in the preseason training camp area. Both are big physical guys, and I think Bryce Hall might take it over during the season, depending if Blessed Austin does not capture what he did last year. I know he got benched a half a couple times, and it just need more consistency there. Arthur Mullet's good. Quincy Wilson as well. I think your slot corner is definitely Brian Poole. I really wanted Amik Robertson at Louisiana Tech in the draft, but that didn't happen. But I think Brian Poole in 1 year, if they can possibly replace him, that'd be great. Because I don't see Blessed Austin being a slot guy. If they need to move him over, Bryce Hall's really going to just take over that spot. I really think it's going to happen. But we'll see there. Strong safety, Jamal Adams. Pretty straightforward. I don't know why they have Marcus May as his backup, because he's not. Bennett Jackson's there as well. Not getting traded. We'll see what happens there. Free safety, Marcus May, Ashton Davis. Do not be surprised seeing Ashton Davis on the field about, I would say, at least 70% of the snaps this year. They're going to use him. He's not just a safety, he is a corner as well. So the thing is, if a guy's having a bad game, or if they just want to try different things with speed, because remember, we're playing teams with really fast receivers this year. Think of the Chiefs game. The Chiefs game, I guarantee you're probably going to see him all over Tyreek Hill. And Jamal Adams can do what he needs. So the thing is, you can have Jamal Adams play a linebacker role and have Ashton Davis and Marcus May in the back end and just do their thing. And I can see that as well to get Jamal Adams because he is our biggest playmaker on defense. Special teams, kicker, Brett Mayer, Sam Finken, bye-bye. Not doing that. Went to too many games last year and watched that disaster on top of opening week with that other guy we got from the Vikings or off a free agent or something, and that was just brutal. Especially Brandon, man, go watch SNY's video of the 35-second clip of him just punting. I got a kick out of it. He's a good punter. Punt returner, yeah, Braxton Berrios here. I think there's the only way Braxton Berrios makes the team this year. be honest with you. It really depends how much they value it. I think Ashton Davis will probably be the new kickoff returner. They have Vincent Smith down here on this chart. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Ashton Davis will be the kickoff starter. And depending on how they value Braxton Berrios and how the wide receiver room goes, I think that's his way of making the team. Long snapper Thomas Hennessy, don't have to argue there. He does a good job. So that's pretty much who I think right now will probably make the team, and their backups, and how I kind of see a little bit of what they're going to do. But appreciate everyone watching. If you have comments, please put them below. Subscribe. I will try to do more of these as much as possible. And anyway, go Jets.